NIKKE is every degenerate's wet dream, and I say this with the knowledge that most of you are the exact target demographic. How do I know that? Your browsing history. Galboru, Danboru, H-anime. You can't hide this stuff from me, man. Papa STIX sees and knows all. Thankfully, the studio behind NIKKE are aware that I am the lord, nay, the king of degenerates and misanthropes. Knowing this, they sent me direct access to the global closed beta of NIKKE and asked for absolutely nothing in return. I was going to offer them a handshake, but knowing this game only really requires one hand to play, I didn't really want to think too much into that. Before we go any further, I just want to take a moment here to thank all of the absolute chads and chadettes that support this channel via Patreon. You're all freaking legends. Seriously, each and every single one of you. I would offer to give each of you a kiss, but I suffer from severe intimacy issues. Additionally, if you want to stay up to date with all the latest MMO, gacha, and gaming news, take a second here to follow MRSSTIX and I over on Twitter. We tweet daily. First and foremost, NIKKE is an incredible looking game. Aesthetically, the game is set in some type of militaristic post-apocalyptic world filled with unrealistically, unfathomably stunning women. Like, you cannot tell me that these women were born naturally. I guarantee you there's a group of neckbeard basement dwellers growing them in test tubes. Either that or they're sentient sex dolls. I can't really pinpoint which is more realistic or less plausible. Now, this is not an MMO, which, I mean, that should be blatantly evident merely looking at the gameplay. Rather, this is an RPG that you're likely going to want to take somewhere safe. Somewhere that your girlfriend or other people, your parents maybe, can't see what's going on screen. Because the bulk of gameplay consists primarily of you sitting there jaw agape, wiping away drool every couple minutes, wondering if there's Rule 34 content for the game out yet. Wait, no, that's not gameplay. That's your reaction to the gameplay. My bad, easy mistake to make. Gameplay itself takes the form of a shooter. You deploy up to 4 goddesses, each with their own unique weapon type: sniper rifle, assault rifle, rocket launcher. Each unique weapon type has different fire rates and overall different uses. Some are better at taking down ranged units, some are better versus units that are grouped together. What this means is that you need to take the time to formulate a balanced team composition. Or alternatively, you can do what I did and just throw in whoever had the least clothes on. Worst case scenario, it just provides you more opportunities to see your waifus in action, right? The game itself is pretty basic. There are a number of chapters, and each chapter has a certain number of battles that take place. You can move your group of 4 waifus around the map, engaging different units at your leisure. There are side encounters found in each map, but you'll find progression requires you to defeat every main battle. I tried one of the side encounters, and as much as I hate to admit it, got absolutely wrecked. So I left it, and if the beta hadn't ended, I totally would have come back much stronger and showed him who was boss. The story is surprisingly decent. In all honesty, it never enthralled me, captivated me, left me unable to put the game down, but I was thoroughly entertained. NIKKE was fully voice acted, and the English voice actors did incredible work.
No! They're going into cardiac arrest! AED charging! Clear! Commander, are you okay? Can you hear me? Smile if you can hear me. Finally! Can you tell me which section you're from? Alright then. Up and at 'em. Raise your arms up. STR cleared. Great! Everything is normal. I will protect you, no matter what happens.
Which is something that I do not say about MMOs or mobile games. AAA games are where the good voice acting happens, typically. So color me impressed. There are more than enough waifus to recruit to keep me invested in the game. I'm not overly fond of gachas. I play Arknights every day, Genshin a couple times per year, Punishing Grey Raven. Other than that, I haven't found any worthy of daily investment. NIKKE might change that, admittedly, or at the very least, provide me several weeks, if not months, of daily play until I've completed every aspect of it and move on to something new, as we all do. Outside of the main story and the battles, you have your headquarters, but judging by the statistics that they released recently, most people opted to ignore it during the beta test. I tend to as well in most games. I honestly don't enjoy micromanaging bases in every single gacha that I play. Having to concern myself with upgrading and leveling my husbandos and waifus, while also leveling, upgrading, and accruing materials to also progress with my base, and if I choose not to, I'm somehow inhibited by less features at my disposal. Being forced into base management is a design choice I wish gachas would do away with. Alas, that seems to just be wishful thinking. Since my time in the beta was limited, I didn't get to experience much else. I upgraded my waifus, I leveled them, I recruited new ones, I had some alone time with them in my private office. Yes, that is actually a thing that you can do with them. My fingers are unfortunately too fat to truly make full use of its targeting system on my iPhone though, and I'd often find myself too distracted to really pay enough attention to what was where and at what point what was where was where. Thankfully, 3 of the waifus are AI controlled, meaning that I can just, and subsequently you can just spectate for part of each battle if you really want to. Overall, this is a game that I genuinely enjoyed. It's a game that I'm truly anticipating later this year when it fully launches globally. I'm just hoping that they don't end up censoring it, as that's going to be a major negative for me and will ultimately be the deciding factor behind whether I play it and subsequently cover it in the future on this channel. Now, if you're looking for other gacha games, I just posted a video of the most played gacha games in 2022, the games that everyone are playing. Alternatively, here's a list of the best free MMOs, since I know that we all enjoy MMOs just as much.